Hi! How are y'all doing out there? How's everybody doing tonight? I feel like, let me move a little bit. I feel like I'm a little lopsided. Just a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little lopsided, but hey, I'm here. It's Tuesday on and welcome, hey Robert, welcome to Biology, a real life study of love and relationships. Isn't it so fun? Oh, thanks for my like. Hey Donald, what's going on, guy? It's been a long time. Hey Journey, how's everybody doing? Yes, come on in. Come on in the room. And I feel like it's dark. I need to get some lights. I need to get some better lighting in here. But first of all, thank you so very much for coming on in on this Tuesday and watching this episode of Biology with me. Well, I'm doing it, right? I'm watching this episode of Biology. First of all, I would like to say that we do have a Facebook page now. So that's Biology, Baeology, Biology, or at Biology on Facebook. And we also are on YouTube, which is Biology Experts on YouTube, Biology Expert. And some of you I've seen, week after week, so I really appreciate you. And some are some new faces that I'm seeing, newly joining Biology. But whatever the case, just know that I appreciate you very much, and I thank you for watching. So let's go ahead and get started. So tonight's topic, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I cannot talk today. All right, so tonight's topic is prenups. And it came from a viewer. One of my viewers inboxed me and asked me to speak about the topic of prenups. So, like I said, let's get right into it. Prenups. A lot of people associate prenups with having some type of negative connotation, like you are planning the demise of your marriage before it even happens, and all of this good stuff, or maybe bad stuff, whatever. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a protection of assets. So what you're saying is that, okay, I'm coming into this and I have this and you have that, and I'm just protecting whatever it is that I have, and we are making a decision to sort out what we accumulate together, during this marriage. It's kind of like foresight. To me, it's very smart. I'm gonna share a little tidbit of information with y'all. I'm pro prenup because that's all right. Come on in. I'm pro prenup because I have been married before. I've been married before and I've been divorced. And the divorce put me in a serious financial jam. And I wouldn't say that it was as extreme to where like I needed a prenup, because honestly at that time we didn't really have assets. So, but moving forward, and I, haven't really made up my mind as to whether I definitely want to get married again. Maybe if I find that, special someone that I want to, say I do to again, then a prenup is definitely going to be in order, because I have this Biology, which is in its infancy stages right now, but it's growing. And amongst a host of other things, like I'm getting approached for a lot of different things, so I have the opportunity to I have the opportunity to do a lot of various things, and I'm being approached for different things now, and I definitely want to protect that. So, reason being, thank you, Brian. Reason being, and I was having this conversation with one of my friends this morning, and I was just like, as a person, you're constantly growing and you're constantly evolving, and you grow two ways. Either you grow up or you grow down. So two people could start off on the same page and then they grow apart. Sometimes when people grow apart, they can have a very amicable separation or divorce. That's called two grown-ups just, chucking the deuces and saying, hey, it's not working anymore. But when you have two people and one person is ascending to a different level of existence, and then you have someone that's allowing the experiences of life to lower their frequency vibration, then you have a serious problem, because you don't know who you're dealing with and what they're capable of at that point. So those are the situations where you're dealing with somebody that will go to the lowest of the low because they're angry, they're bitter, whatever, under the sun. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. Everybody's entitled to their feelings. However, you can only control you and how you react to that, but you have no way of planning how your spouse or soon-to-be ex-spouse is going to react to the suggestion or the action of a divorce. And I know all too well that divorces happen, and it only takes one person to want it. So regardless of if they're going to fight you to the nail on it, if it's happening, it's happening. And at that point, there's no way you can plan for their mindset or where they're going to be. And I know that if I have, created an empire, or I'm on a verge of creating an empire, then I want to protect that at all costs. Because honestly and truthfully, if anything were to happen, I don't know where their mindset would be. So in order to prevent that, and everything going completely left, and I lose all of my assets or half of my assets that I worked my ass off for, I would rather just go ahead on and get the prenup. Let's see what Sean is saying. If you get married, that is the other person that you plan to spend the rest of your life with. Be sure of that person. If there's any doubt about that person, then you shouldn't get married to them. I know, Brian. I'm working on that, okay? I'm looking at halo lights now. That's the thing, though. When you get into a relationship, you are taking a chance. You're taking a chance, first of all, that person is who they appear to be. That's the first thing. You're taking a chance that person is going to continue to be them or grow into a better aspect of them. Because like I said, if they grow into a lower aspect of them, then that's going to really, really suck. And either you're going to be in a very miserable relationship, or you're going to get a divorce. So realistically speaking, I think people have this really fluffy idea of, love and marriage. Like, let me get real quick. I think people have this fluffy ass idea of love, marriage, and relationships. And, there are some very, very beautiful aspects of love and being in love with someone and, all of that good stuff. But honestly and truthfully, when you think back into those love moments, those moments of love, when you think about your most pleasurable experiences that you've had with a person, it's moments. Don't get married quickly or young. Sean and I agree with that. But it's moments. Like in relationships, you're finding that you're chasing moments to reaffirm the why you guys got together in the first place. So it's just like, it's not all going to be lollipops and rainbows and cotton candy and shit. There's going to be times where the relationship can get ugly. You're taking a chance for to experience some of that ugliness, and the beauty of it is being able to walk through that shit and survive. That's the key. However, going back to taking chances, you never know. You never know what someone is thinking or where their head is at. And yes, I do agree that you have to trust, and you do have to trust the person you're with. But don't be foolish. If you know that you're sitting on a substantial amount of assets, then you have to, protect that if you choose to. It's all about choices. So I would definitely suggest it. I don't have anything bad to say about prenups. I think it's very, very smart and it's wise. Point blank period. And so if you can take your emotions out of that and say, okay, here is me separate from my assets, then you're good to go. Because if you really love that person, then why should their assets or you having access to their access to their assets matter anyway? So Journey is playing devil's advocate. What if you meet someone and that person doesn't want a prenup? Do you have advice on how to handle that situation? If I meet someone and that person does not want a prenup, we will not be getting married. Point blank period. Done. I have standards. All right. And I realized that, and I haven't always realized this, but I realized that I can ask for whatever I want. And if I build certain requirements that a person must meet, they must meet them. And there are people out there that will agree to sign a prenup. That just means that we're thinking along the same lines and the same levels when it comes to that particular situation and protection of assets. That doesn't mean that, we're going to love each other any less or, whatever. That just means I choose to separate you, the person, from the things that you have. Now, on the flip side, what people don't understand is how prenups can actually be beneficial. Because I've seen examples where you've had couples that say, okay, well, if anything happens, to us, then you accumulate $2 million per year that we've been married, and you walk away with this amount of money, or you walk away with that amount of money. So having a prenup doesn't ensure that the person that you're married to, if y'all get a divorce, leaves with absolutely nothing. I've seen people set their ex-spouse the hell up with a damn prenup, but it's saying, you don't touch my shit, but here's what I'll give you, because I know you're used to having a certain lifestyle, or there's going to be so many, millions in the trust for the kids if anything happens to us, or you get so many millions for each kid that you have, or whatever. So it's not always a bad thing. It's just saying that I'm protecting my assets, but I can also be a giver. I can also give to you. And this is what I'm giving. And at that point, you can take it or leave it. So willing to trash the entire relationship over that. For marriage to be a conversation, y'all must love each other. No, I'm not saying that I would trash the whole relationship because he wouldn't sign a prenup. How we can't be married. So if I love you, I'ma still be with you. But if you don't want to sign a prenup, I'm not marrying you. And if you love me, you just got to be okay with that. And if not, deuces. This is what I need y'all to realize. For me personally, I'm not really attached. I don't get attached like that to people to where it's it's so big that I can't give it up. So it's just if it doesn't honor me, and if it doesn't feel good to me, if it doesn't fit in with my ideology of what it is that I want, then yeah, I'm just not settling. So I will get what I want, and if it's not what I want, then I don't want it. I think we live in a society too much where it's we've been programmed to kind of take what we've been given, but really it's on you to create it. And I'll tell you right now, I am literally every day creating my own reality, and it's freaking amazing. So I'm going to go ahead. I know I've said a lot. I'm going to go ahead and give you all a chance to weigh in. I know, Journey, you've been very vocal. Thank you so much for your feedback. I really do appreciate the feedback, and when I get different perspectives on things, because I can only speak from my own personal experience and experiences that, people have told me that I choose to learn from. But it's good and it's refreshing to always get another point of view on it. So, what are y'all thoughts? Are y'all pro prenup? I still can't talk. Are y'all pro prenup or y'all against prenups? What's going on before I wrap this thing up? How are y'all doing out there? I hate dead air, so I'm just going to continue to talk. Hey, Keith, thanks for watching. Let me go ahead and run this back. Whoops. All right. Anybody out there? Okay, Luther, what you got to say? He used to be against it because it's like coming in with an exit strategy. Then you looked at him from a perspective of a business. We love each other, but I built this before you. Right, and you built that. And you built some stuff before me, so let's split what we create and take what we brought. So, for me, I don't care how much money is involved. If I got proposed to tomorrow and I said yes, a prenup would be in order. You know why? Because I'm planning to run a corporation. I am planning and preparing to be the business owner of something huge. So yeah, I would still sign it to protect any future assets that I accumulate. So whatever is a joint venture is a joint venture. And whatever, I'm working on, when me and you get together, that's what I'm working on, and it's mine. And whatever you working on, that's what you're working on, and it's yours. So I'm all about protecting future assets. And yes, I think that people can't separate the emotions from the business aspect of it. Or people hate to look at marriage as a business, but it kind of is. I mean, no matter how you look at it, down to tax credits. I mean, it is pretty much a business. You think people that are in upper echelon, you think these people are really marrying for love? Really? No, they're marrying to protect their assets and to generate more wealth. That's why the 1% is still the 1%. That's why the 1% isn't like 3%, 5%. That's why it hasn't grown, because these people are getting together, they're marrying each other, and they're generating more wealth, and they're keeping that wealth in this one small 1%. I need y'all to like really let that shit sink in. That's a nugget for your ass. If I haven't said anything else tonight, that's a nugget for you. Sean says it depends on how much money is involved. Journey says if you have a goal in a relationship to get married, y'all still continue to be with this person if he or she doesn't believe in or doesn't want a prenup. I can do an Oprah and Stedman all day. She didn't marry that man, but she loves him, and they've been together for a substantial amount of time. But that's me though. Like, for me, a piece of paper really doesn't define my relationship. Shit, that one piece of paper almost destroyed my damn life. Real talk. A marriage is a joint venture, Sean says. Journey said, what if the other person has religious beliefs and wants to get married and just doesn't want to get a prenup? Journey, that's how I got married the first time. Religious beliefs, right? And I succumbed to that, even though I didn't really agree with the timing at that time. I just felt like I was going to do it anyway. And so I was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway, so I'll do it now so you can go to bed at night. But that was something that I compromised on, and it didn't turn out too well for me. And so, yeah, that's religious beliefs and stuff like that. That's something that should be discussed in the whole getting to know you, dating you phase. And, if that person is really diehard in their beliefs, like, about that, I wish you the best of luck. But if you don't fit into my requirements and standards, then no. Like, if that's going be an interest to you, then bye, baby. I'm free yourself. So no, so in a nutshell, Journey, no matter what kind of way you slice it, if it isn't up to what I want it to be, then it won't be. And that's how I think everybody should be. No settling. No settling. Why? When there's what, how many people? 6 billion people. Is that really that many? 6 billion people? 7 billion people? Something like that in the world? That's too many damn people in the world for me to be worried about one person, Journey. Luther says he feels like if the other person loves you, they'll move accordingly, meaning they would sign one if it makes you feel better. So, and yeah, and usually that's how a lot of people sign, especially when somebody has a substantial amount of assets and the other person doesn't, and they say, hey, I want you to sign this prenup, and they say, you know what, I love you anyway. I'm not really worried about your stuff. I want to separate you from your assets, and I love you, not your shit. So they sign it. So yeah, I agree. But Sean, I don't know if people would listen to my podcast. I had this discussion. I go back and forth about this all the time, and my foot is falling asleep, you guys. But I go back and forth about times to see if I would expand this to a podcast, and I think my viewers are very, very visual. So I don't know how successful Bayology would be on a podcast. I would probably wind up accumulating a whole different set of viewers, listeners, another audience. I would probably wind up capturing an entire different audience, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But I'm thinking about extending it to podcasts because that way I can have guests on without necessarily securing another space. So that's definitely an avenue that I've thought about that I am looking into for sure. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this segment of Prenups for Bayology, a real life study of love and relationships. Once again, check us out on Facebook at Bayology, BAEOLOGY, and on YouTube. And Brittany agrees. Marry for love and not for this shit. I said it, not for that shit. And on YouTube at Bayology Experts. You can find me on YouTube where I upload all of these wonderful videos for your watching pleasure. Would you date someone who makes significantly less than me? No, but that's just me. Absolutely not. No. So yeah, that's it for the segment. Thank you guys so much. I really just love and appreciate each and every one of you. I seriously mean that from the absolute bottom of my heart. Catch me next. Oh wait, I don't know if there's gonna be a Bayology next week. I have a work thing, so what I may do is I may pre-tape or I may change the day, but I definitely want to do something for you guys. I don't want to leave a hole on that week. We're on a roll. We've been on a roll, man. So I just want to thank all of y'all. Thank you so very much. Love you. And y'all have a good night. Bye.